안녕하세요. 오늘 해볼 게임은 콜 오브 후아레즈 더부의 총잡이가 되어보자. 2013년에 나온 게임이고요. 옛날에 2013년쯤에 해본 경험이 있는데 사실 다 까먹었어요. 그냥 그 옛날 그 뽕맛만 기억나서 오랜만에 다시 해봅니다. 스토리 모드 새로운 게임. 난이도는 어려움으로 할게요. 어려움을 깨끗한 것 같네. 예.
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
Well, what are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through. Got a little business to take care of.
Well, sir, it would be an honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
I'm Molly. Howdy.
I'm Dwight. That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A couple.
Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
A few.
What about your shootout with Henry Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a bounty hunter? That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy. First man I hunted was back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the Kid?
Damn right. That scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked lawman who crossed him.
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every bastard who helped bushwhack John Tunstall.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
이거 아마 서부극을 굉장히 좋아하시는 분들이 좋아하는 걸로 알고 있는데 사실 저는 서부극은 잘 모르지만 이 게임이 되게 재밌습니다.
It was about 30 years ago. Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs.
벌써 움직이고.
I threw in with the kid because the man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want that sumbitch dead, let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Funny, ha-ha?
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
이제 빌리 더 키드와 손을 잡고 뭔가 한탕을 하러 가는 것 같죠. 사람들이 있는 것 같고.
I knew those two morons would never let me through. I had no choice.
Is he with us?
요렇게 죽여주면 됩니다.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Oh yeah. I heard the shots and I knew I had to move fast.
Spread out, goddammit!
Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead. I decided to help Billy and the boys out. So that's just what I did. As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kid's apprehension,
Q를
Garrett
누르면
was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
요렇게 슬로우 모션이 되면서 정확성이 굉장히 올라가요. 오, 깜짝이야.
I knew that going through that front door meant putting my butt in a shooting gallery, so I decided to get sneaky.
요 틈새로 가라는 얘기죠. 보통 이 노란색을 따라가면 되더라고요. 한 방에 안 죽네? 머리 맞았는데?
Garrett's men were running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off. Still, one of them reached the
쏘면
water tower.
왼쪽으로 피해주고 이게
Not a bad
가시성이
idea.
별로 안 좋아요 게임이.
It would be a turkey shoot from up there.
어디야? 아 여기구나. 내가 안 보여.
Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed. A lot of them were saddle tramps, or sod busters, or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
Where'd he come from?
Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you! Watch your flank! Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house.
이 게임 오랜만에 하니까 어렵네. 안 보여.
Cut their numbers in half. But that just made the ones that were left twice as mad. They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo. It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house. And like that, I was inside, none the worse for wear. I passed Dirty Dave, and upstairs I found Billy and Charlie Bolton.
Rat in a trap.
빌리 더 키드. 21살 21명을 죽인 명사수.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm.
Billy's worth $500, dead or alive.
에임이 많이 아프네.
I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they just kept on coming.
Where the hell Garrett get to? He's missing all the action.
That's when Charlie got hit. They're catching us in
Oh,
a crossfire,
Charlie.
shouted Billy. Get to the other side. I don't know how many of those cocksuckers I personally put down, but it was pretty clear, even to Billy, that maybe discretion was the better part of valor.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. They got a Gatling, Billy shouted. Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention.
배틀링을 몰고 와서
He
빨리
directed
도망쳐야
that order
한답니다.
at me, and I thought, why the hell do I have to do it?
키로 문구수기.
Wanna make a run for it? Those poor sons of bitches are
Randy
dead.
would have fled in my place. But I had that false sense of invincibility that many young men
방패병.
What are you saying, old man?
Jack, he's just joshing with you now.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Greaves, please continue.
Please call me Silas, ma'am. Now, where was it?
시원하다.
Right. Making my way past a passel of fallen foes.
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
Yeah. And just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up. Finally, I had the stables within my reach. And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
자, 이제 이 게임의 묘미 중 하나. 남자들의 대결이죠. 서부 총잡이들의 반발 대결. 오만하고 반반하며 서투른 놈 팻 게럿.
You
이게
challenged him
뭐라고
to a
했었던
shooting.
것 같은데 이게 뭐였더라?
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
이게 생각보다 어렵습니다. 이게 마우스로 집중도를 올려서 따라가야 돼요 이게. 그리고 마우스를 움직이면 이게 잘 안 돌아가고 마우스를 또 가만히 멈춰야 돼요. 아 뭐였지? 키를 까먹었네? 뭘로 쐈지? 그냥 클릭이었나? 아 오케이. 오랜만에 해서 까먹었습니다. 클릭이었고 클릭하고 한 번 더 클릭 보존한 다음에 클릭. 꺼내고 도준 빵.
And that you killed him in a fair fight.
Is that what that Penny Dreadful said? No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start again. I finally reached those damn stables.
방금 얘기는 다 거짓말이었다 이거죠?
Stepped inside, and last thing I heard was Garrett's voice. That's not Billy.
And go on. How did it end?
And, boy, that was just the beginning.
오랜만에 해서 에이미가 좀 아픈 것 같은데.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Yeah, after I came to, the bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
And the kid surrendered?
When he realized there was no getting out of there alive.
So they locked you up in Lincoln?
Indeed they did. Sentenced me to hang right along with the kid.
자, 굉장히 질 나쁜 악당 키드와 함께 잡혀가지고 교수형에 처할 상황에 왔어요.
It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after.
교도소에 갇힌 상황이고.
He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet for what he had done to me and mine. Instead, all I got for myself was a goddamn death sentence. Luckily, it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move. He shot Jim Bell and a few other guards as he made his getaway.
교도소 안에 지금
Later, they
난리가 난 것
wrote that some lady
같네요.
friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape too.
열쇠.
My first order of business was finding a firearm.
빨리 내 총을 찾아야 해.
Luckily, I located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun.
십구경 휘트링, 청천벽력 같은 총성, 사람을 반토막 내는 파괴력, 밥 올린저의 산탄총.
I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did.
Anybody see Billy?
자, 뭐야? 오케이. 아, 지붕으로 가라.
Hell yeah, that scatter gun was like a double-barreled howitzer.
오, 왼쪽으로 피해주고. 아,
You hardly had to aim the damn thing. Guards were everywhere looking for him.
Can't let the kid get away.
어디로 가야 되냐? 여기다. 점프.
I had
점프.
to jump from roof to roof like a
Jump
damn
up.
alley cat. I followed the planks where I could, but some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms. And suddenly, I was a fugitive.
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever going to find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there.
오케이, 총알.
I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town doesn't have a moment's peace.
저는 권총이 좋아요.
You! But hell, if they weren't all waiting for me. Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
아,
You hooligans go to hell.
He's in town somewhere.
See, me and the kid shared a certain
어디야? 어디야?
similarity
잠깐만.
in build.
뭐야? 뒤에 있었네?
Get the windows, lock the door. Hurry, get you.
이 게임 최대 단점이 가시성이 너무 안 좋은 겁니다.
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and coloring.
They're shooting in the street.
I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean-ass shotgun.
Get your heads
샷건. 뱀.
There's children here.
So much
Shotgun
lead was
bam.
whizzing by my head. It was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground.
장전 한번 해주고.
I knew I needed
Bam.
to find a horse. Though I never did have a great fondness for those four-legged grass eaters.
올라가지고.
Smelly, sweaty, ungrateful beasts. We prize them too high, if you ask me.
Damn town's going to hell in a handbasket.
But where was the kid while you were busy getting shot at?
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy said me.
에이.
Extra decent.
So I could be a
Oh,
helpless decoy and
방패병.
draw attention while he snuck out of town.
방패병은 샷건으로 뚫어주면 됩니다. 그리고 여기서 이제 막 엄청 나올 텐데 일단 방패병 하나
If I made it
있으니까
out of there in one piece, no one would put a price on my head.
갑니다.
Because
큐.
everybody in Lincoln would be dead.
No. They all thought I was Billy. And
별로
all
맛없네?
that blame would fall on him. Meanwhile, Deputy Bob Ollinger was organizing a posse to put me down. He was already a mean son of a bitch, but he was doubly pissed that I stole his mean-ass shotgun.
Get the women off the street.
은폐원패를 굉장히 잘 활용해야 돼요. 여기는.
How the hell did he get away?
뚫고 들어가야 되기 때문에
I'm here.
요거 하나 주고 이 생각에는 달려 들어가서 바로 앞에 죽이고 큐 키고 쭉 바로 앞에 한 명 있죠? 여기도 한 명 있고 총알 약간 먹어주고
I found what I was looking for.
여기 한 명 있었던 것 같은데 아닌가?
Stables on the edge of town.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Well, sure he did. Dispatched him right after he shot Deputy Bell.
No, sir. because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. "Hello, Bob," I said. "I think you better let me go." And he says, "I don't think so, boy. Not with my shotgun." So we stood there in the middle of the street, eyeball to eyeball. He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend myself.
이 녀석을 이기고 가야 합니다. 마치 나처럼 생겼는데 참 정감 가는 외모네요. 아 이것도 해야 되지. 반응 속도. 아하. 너무 오랜만이라 반응 속도를 까먹었어. 아 저기 신경 쓰게 많아요 게임이. 뽀뽀 뺨.
I killed him in a fair fight. Everybody saw I had no damn choice. Well, Lincoln got a mite depopulated that day. Pat Garrett gunned down Billy 3 months later, so his escape was all for naught anyway.
결국 빌리는 죽었다고 하네요.
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico. Until I realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up taking a job at the Rurales.
The Mexican Rurales?
I was hired to help them track down the cowboys.
에피소드 2
The most
카우보이.
vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County? Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Not really. But truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
여기서 나온 카우보이가 실제로 미국 카우보이란 단어가 생긴 유래라고 어디서 들었는데 굉장히 악랄한 녀석들이었대요. 말 타고 다니면서 막 다
So was the
조사버리고.
bastard you were after
뺐고.
now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh.
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. And yes, he was working for old man Clanton. I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man. Over there!
복면을 두르고 있는
I did my best to help
이 사람들이 카우보이라고 합니다.
Moments later, the attackers were dead, and I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing. None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did. They would appear in great numbers from the
떼거지로
above, rain
나타납니다.
down lead on their hapless enemies' heads, making use of the high ground and whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to them.
그리고
Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force. See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often blunder into regrettable situations. But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks.
에이미가
I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong,
안 죽었어?
and I was determined to have my revenge.
오,
But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first. Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo. Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men.
어디야?
I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up. Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim.
피해. 이걸 어떻게 살아요?
Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament.
해오는 나의 편. 하늘을 던지는 나의 편.
I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me. Bullets were whizzing by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I
잡히면
was
미래
scurrying
따위
around
없대.
those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this?
계속 런처.
I just kept running, not
뭐야?
knowing where the hell I was going. And that's when something miraculous happened. Like manna from heaven, I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition. That master
파냐?
once told me it was more important to be lucky than good, and he would know.
늙은이로 향하는
And
길에
imagine
있는
my
적을 제거하라.
surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that helmet. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to
왜 이렇게
become
안
the
죽어?
predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right, Jack. I was done running. The old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir. It was finally time for that old man to pay for his sins.
야를링건 짜증나고 고약하며 비열한 놈 늙은이 클랜턴.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs. Clanton, I'm coming for you! A little stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come.
안 쏠
But I
때
knew
런.
I could not let that deter me.
이야.
I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that gun.
으아. 계속 올라가야 됩니다. 으아, 으아. 뛰어. 숨어. 달려.
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
와, 폭탄. 노. 오케이. 다 왔다. 우와. 이거 어떻게 죽이더라? 이거 아닌데? 요거였나? 아닌데? 나 장전 타이밍 노려. 오케이. 이렇게 잡는 거 아니었던 것 같은데? 우와, 나 죽는다.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps, and that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
사실 스토리는 잘 모르겠습니다. 그냥 뭐 이리 꼬이고 저리 꼬였다는 얘기겠죠? 사일러스가 카우보이들을 쫓아선 이유는 돈 때문이 아니었습니다. 오랜 수건이었던 조니 링고에 대한 복수가 그 또한 이유였습니다. 조니 링고에 대한 복수를 위해 원상금 사냥을
A few
하는
weeks after that dust up at the OK Corral, I was still
사일러스입니다.
after Johnny Ringo. I had tracked him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. But first, I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious.
Herb's coming!
Get ready, boys.
Damn you!
Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise, and after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted revenge. So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
복수를 하러 떠납니다. 사일러스. 우와. 나와 이 자식.
Wyatt and Don went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
어 뭐야 어디야 어디야 여긴가? 오케이. 이거 U 업그레이드. 아하 맞아 옛날에 했었구나. 저는요 개인적으로 건슬링걸 굉장히 좋아하거든요. 그래서 리볼버 콤보 시간 증가, 탄약 소지량 증가, 전력 질주. 오케이. 세공된 레인저. 그리고 아마 이 뒤부터는 요거 사고 다이너마터 말고 집중시간 유지 시간 증가, 콤보 피해량, 집중도 증가. 네, 이 정도면 될 거예요. 오.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas.
일단은 여긴
Boys
라이플로
identified each other.
끌고 가고.
Beginning to wish I had one myself. But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not
Oh.
Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no cap.
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken him.
That lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Well, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot.
목재 저장고에서 컬리비를 찾아라. 개인적으로 상하
Where was I?
Taking down
상하
the
피스톨 제일
entire
좋아하는데
cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was,
아직은
Jack.
못 얻나 보네요. 쭉 뚫고 나가야 됩니다. 올려서 바로 앞에 여기 한 명 있었던 것 같은데? 아닌가? 은폐
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
집중 써서 이게 안 맞네? 오케이. 은폐 뭐야 안 가져. 으아 어디서 오는 거야? 인가? 아닌데? 방패병. 어이. 방패병 같은 경우에는요. 상하 줬구나. 수류탄 던집니다. 뱀. 아주 좋습니다.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind. That really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
이야기를 하니까 풍경 얘기나 하고 있었죠. 그 길.
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
눈치채기도 전에 똥을 쏴버리는 대단한 놈 컬리빌. 컬리빌을 무찔러라. 이게
Are you
보스전인데
saying they ran?
아마 얘가 이리
Cowardice
뛰고
was
저리
not in
뛰고 할
Ringo
거예요.
nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir.
이 녀석
I never said
녀석이었나?
they were running scared. They just wanted me in the open.
Time to dance with the devil.
와 너무 아파 너무 아파. 와 피해.
Sand showing up here all by your lonesome.
지금 잠옷들도 많아가지고 굉장히 어렵습니다. 어디 갔어? 우와. 잡몹을 권총으로 잡고 컬리빈은 수류탄 던져야겠다. 어어어. 따다다다닥. 우와. 아 피해.
Make him pay for that. You can't hide forever, boy.
막 쏴요 막 쏴요. 막 쏘고 도망가고 막 쏘고 도망가고. 오 뭐야 아 잠복
Hiding like a scared.
따다다다다다다다다다다다다다다다다다 장전 따다다다다다다다 우와 우와 피해 우와 안돼 아 너무 빨리 승부수를 걸었나? 저기 있다. 오케이, 4번이었구나. 수류탄 도착. 데미지 들어가나? 안 들어가나?
Oh, wanna play hide and dance with the devil? Working for Wyatt Earp.
오.
You asshole!
아니 적어도 잡몹만 안 나왔어도 할만했는데. 우와, 이 사이를 쏜다고. 어디 갔지? 여기 있다. 네요. 이건 수류탄 안 맞나? 네요. 아다다다다다. 어디 갔지? 여기 있다. 빨리 빨리. 일단 계속 위치 확인하면서 잡목. 아다다다다다다. 아! 정면으로 마주치면 안 돼 이거. 얼마 안 남았다. 얼마 안 남았다. 이 자식.
Brocious gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
아, 결국 여기서 링고 못 잡았다는 얘기네요. 이 플레이어만 개고생 시켜놓고 총 쏘는데 둘째가라면 더러운 놈. 조니 링고. 링고를 걸고 만났고.
That's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true.
집중력이 필요해. 집중력이.
Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo.
어? 내가 누구 잡았었지 그러면?
I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
이노센트.
Now, wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
이번에는 무고한 자들, 이노센트라는 악당이 나타납니다. 아까는 카우보이 무리였는데 가면 갈수록 게임도 어렵고 복잡해지고.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant, and hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick. As the
시작하기
local
전에
vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits.
레벨업 한 번만. 이게 아마 리볼버 재장전. 이거다. 이게 쏘고 나서
And put a generous price on his head.
R을 연타를 하면
Plummer
장전이
rallied his
빨라지는
gang
걸
to
거야, 아마.
plunder one last gold mine before making their escape. And that's where I thought I'd find him.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the cojones to come after us. As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Besides, George is up there on the rocks with that rifle. Oh, yeah?
안녕 얘들아.
My late father pointed out to me more than once.
어디야?
God made men.
어디야?
Samuel
아니 누구야?
made
아
a
위에 위구나. 아, 저건 제가 못 맞추니까 요렇게 잡아주고. 저건 권총을 절대 못
I
잡아요.
knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it. It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in
우와
48.
뭐야?
Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches. There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments.
아 세공된 레인저.
Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings. Charlie Crow, the blacksmith. Plummer had a
오
lot
어디야?
of enemies.
어디? 뒤에 있었잖아. 오른쪽으로 피하고.
That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone cold killers trained on the bloody
Yeah,
fields
bro.
of Shiloh and
Anga?
Antietam. I thought I was some kind of hero.
여기 왠지
I finally
롱샷
made it past and headed on to meet my destiny.
아니지?
But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense.
길이 막 생겨요. 금강
It was
입구를
the
찾아라.
quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
총알. 폭탄. 뭐 자기들끼리 터진 것 같은데? 기분 탓인가? 뭐야?
Besides,
아 위에
once you
쐈구나.
enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around. And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
어디 쏘는데?
A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion. Quick reflexes often make up for a lack
우와
of
우와.
promise.
뭐야?
Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to kingdom come.
우와.
All that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at. One wrong bullet will turn that mine into a dead blasted tube.
와 터진다. 런.
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly
무너진다. 빡. 오.
it's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it.
네?
Instead,
일로 가면
I spotted a
죽는다고.
ladder, a way into the mine from the opposite side.
그럼 왜 갔어? 아무튼 가봅시다.
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution, because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety
달려
ladder.
점프.
I
우와.
was determined not to give up, however. That Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That $10,000 they put on his head would go a long way
우와.
to help me find old Bob. And I have made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water. But
길이
first,
아닌가?
I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the
세공단
ladder.
레이저. 여긴 장거리 샷이 많아가지고 레인저 들어야 됩니다. 제 기억상 그랬던 것 같아요. 막 무너지려 그러는데?
I wanted to use the element of surprise. Plus, I figured I could use the exercise. I was warmed up already, so what the hell?
엘리베이터. 아니야? 아, 이거 타는 거야? 아닌가? 아, 그냥 이리로 가는 거구나.
Plummer was a mad dog
우와.
killer, and the people of Nevada
런.
City deserved better.
Nevada City.
어디 옆에 썼는데?
Plumber met his mate.
어디야? 비구나. 왼쪽으로 피하고.
Well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there.
일로 가는 거
The
아닌가?
point was,
일로?
taking
오케이.
him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
보안관, 무법자, 망나니, 헨리 플루머. 아, 이거 별로 안 좋은데 기억상. 런. 우와. 으아. 숨어.
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was going to take some doing.
그래서 폭탄 던지거든요. 으아. 나도 폭탄? 어디 갔지? 아. 으아. 너무 세. 아, 런. 뭐야, 친구 부른다. Take this cocksucker out. 오, 어디야? 우와, 아파자. 우와, 뭐야, 2개씩 던져? 3개씩 던져? 우와, 이 틈을 싹 쏜다고? 뭐야, 누구야? 누가 쏘는데 또? 어디야? 풀고. 아, 이 자식. 탕.
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
이거 난이도 좀 높여도 되겠는데? 아닌가?
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself.
존 웨슬리 하딘.
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
재빠른 자가 살아남는 법.
I dodged death many a time.
우와,
And that
아니
night in Abilene was
처음부터.
no different.
이게 그거다.
I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
원거리는 무조건 라이플로 처치를 해야 됩니다. 자, 런.
I thought the Texas Rangers got hard.
이 자식.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. It was colder than a witch's tit in a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres
이거 상하 퀵 슈터.
to the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me, and
완전 그냥 아무도 안 살아있네.
wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Shit, it's cold out here.
Shoot that son of a bitch!
They didn't ask why I was there.
어디야?
They knew. Most of them were wanted as well. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their hefe of my unwelcome presence.
사실 이 게임 하다 보면 자막 안 보입니다. 뭔 소리 하는지 하나도 모르겠어. 대화가 안 보여.
Stop that son of a bitch!
은폐 좌삼삼 우삼삼.
I wondered if Bob was among them. And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better.
아까 그곳이죠?
Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers.
오케이.
Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
바닥 뭐야? 우와. 왼쪽에 봤는데 에이미가
I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon.
장전.
Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me.
우와 너무 많아. 장전해주고 각성.
In felt a certain hostility. I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
특배 등장. 15살의 첫 살인. 자면서 1명. 깨어있을 때 40명.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
야, 팔짱 끼고 있네. 나는 손에 손이랑 가까이 대고 있는데. 우와. 들어, 총 들어. 총. 아.
No, wait. He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
너무 어렵다. 사실 먼저 쏴도 되긴 해요, 이 게임이. 근데 명예롭게 사살이라는 것 때문에 그게 더 멋있잖아요? 나도 꺼내, 총. 너무 느린데? 오잉? 우와. 이거 좀만. 많이 어려운데? 나도 꺼내는데. 아니. 우와, 이거 진짜 어렵다. 가라! 조금만. 참.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
응애 모드 온? 왜 이렇게 많이 차 게이지. 가라. 이거 근데 너무 느린데?
No, wait. He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
진짜 어려운데 이거? 아, 86에 90. 아니 이거 너무 안 줄어드는데? 빨간색이 너무 느린데? 팔시계 드시고. 일단은 한쪽이라도 좀 높게 가져가긴 해야 될 것 같은데. 아 이거 피하고 맞아.
That man was faster than greased lightning. But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
아 맞아, 피하는
So
거
he didn't
있었구나.
die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless Avenger took his life. Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben?
아 이거 왼쪽으로 피하는 것도 있었지. 어쩐지.
Thank you, darling.
야,
Yeah, some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
그레이 울프. 회색
Yes, I did, Ben. I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation.
원주민들과의 만남인 것 같아요. 이방인과 함께 춤을.
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven.
원주민
Grey Wolf
복장인가?
was a
회색늑대가?
Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death. Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move. He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him.
그러니까 원주민 학살을 미국인들이 해가지고 그거에 대한 복수로 미국인들을 죽였더니 현상금 붙었다는 이런 얘기 같아요.
They saw me before I saw them.
우와, 우와. 너무 아파. 오, 원주민.
And it crossed my
원주민.
mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting had started, there was no backing down.
뭐야, 분신술. 우와.
It was rugged country,
어려워.
the winter home of the Chiricahuas.
오,
That's why they had retreated there.
오, 안 보여.
I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way
우와.
I did.
우와, 피해.
Got a lot of those.
왜 이렇게 많아? 왜 이렇게 많아? 뭐야, 어디야? 아니. 너무 갑자기야, 이거. 진짜 적 미니맵이라도 있었으면 이게 뭐 어디서 나타난다 알겠는데 그 뜬금없이 요렇게 나타나 버리면 너무 어렵죠.
Did you find Grey Wolf?
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout.
하나 더. 우와. 잠깐 숨 돌리고.
A deep crevice that led to a deeper
우와,
cave.
깜짝이야.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure angry cussedness.
동굴을 수색하라. 여기는 길이 아닌 것 같고. 이 좁은 길에는 쌍권총이. 우와, 저기도 있네. 라이플. 일단 장전.
See, back then, I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
So it was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on the walls.
How big was this cave?
Big as hell, man.
우와.
Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian Wars.
우와. 이거
They thought it was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldiers.
The cave was haunted with
hey.
dead Indian ghosts?
To be honest, I was more concerned with the live ones than the dead.
어디 뭐야? S? 글씨 글씨 가려서 안 보여. 자막 매너가 없어. S A W S A O 피해.
A few years back, I was married to two Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I
갑자기
mean,
여자애기를?
what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the Cave of Death. I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows, and I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me.
뭐야?
As his story unfolded in my mind,
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow. I have no tears.
he said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes. And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines. They couldn't stop me, though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk.
죄책감을 죄책감을 일으켰다는 거죠. 그러니까 주인공에게 죄책감을 막 상기시켜줬다는 얘기죠. 아니?
I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly one just appeared. Kinda
뭐야.
like a miracle.
길 생겼다.
I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back. I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo jumbo.
Mumbo jumbo is right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother, but I am relating exactly what happened. There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens?
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At least 3 or 4.
Well, more than that, little lady.
안 맞아. 오케이.
Climb up creek ahead of me and scramble up
쏘는데?
those rocks like a mountain goat.
아니,
I was
뒤잖아.
determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me.
뒤는 너무합니다 진짜로. 일단 회색 늑대를 만나서 회색 늑대가 무슨 말을 하려고 했는지
Wouldn't you know it?
알아야
That
된다.
crafty son of a bitch led me right
S
into a
A
trap.
S B
Well, son, there had to be
A
at least
W.
100 Apaches surrounding me.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them.
오 뭐야? 아니 100명 온다는 얘기. 100명 온다는 얘기죠? 어디야? 오! Where? 우와! 으아! 피하고! 어디서 쏘는 거요?
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen before.
연락 참깨.
I followed it as
Okay.
I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me. But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
사람이 늑대가 돼버렸네.
Never did find him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty.
결국
Thank you,
의미심장한
darling.
얘기만 듣고
It's interesting how
잡지
the
못하고.
truth can sometimes seem might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
달튼 브라더스.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right.
I did my best, sir. We all did.
현상금 사냥꾼이라 불러주어. 말든 형제들.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob two banks at the same time. Two banks on the same damn street.
빠세.
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the
뭔가
town
바꿀 수
took
있었는데?
up arms to defend their property.
빠세.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
사람들마다 말이 다 변해.
They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months. Now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker.
은행
This
안으로
man
들어가라.
had no intention of letting the Daltons slip away.
어디로
The marshals tried to get the
가야
Daltons
되지?
to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait the son of a bitches out.
그냥 내려가야
This
되나?
bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to
아닌데?
ever lay down their guns. Those boys had a reputation as stone-cold killers, so the marshals took every precaution, knowing they wouldn't go easy.
은행 안으로 들어가라. 길이
The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait the son of a bitches out.
길이
This
없는데
bounty
아직?
hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. He went in there alone to confront those
여기 생겼다.
criminals.
예, 은행 뒤편으로
One of the
향합니다.
marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
어디 가는 거야?
Where do you think you're
미쳤어?
going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the
Okay.
bank. Then
Running,
he figured
running.
out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
올라가? 올라가.
A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at
올라가.
danger as he did. Brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
점프! 오케이. 오, 뭐야? 여긴가? 내려가. 아야. 하나, 둘.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him
Silas Greaves?
did what other
Son
men
of a
couldn't
bitch!
or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
이 자식. 아, 이거 아니구나.
Over there.
오픈! A! 오케이. 문부석이 빠세! 따! 오케이.
Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those
이게
thieving
아니야? 오케이.
Daltons.
장전. 한 번 더. 하나, 둘. 빠세! 따. 넘어가 좀 이상하긴 했는데.
His name is Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Last man
Sorry, kid,
standing.
but that just wasn't the way it happened.
말이 또 달라.
It was early evening, not high noon.
나 다이는.
Daltons blew up a safe, and we're all set to hightail it out of there. I was late to the party, and Coffeyville was already up in arms. Those pathetic deputies
우와.
surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
뱅. 우두머리, 바람둥이, 패배자, 달톤 형제.
I'd been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless.
잠깐만요. 아니 아무것도 못 움직이다 갑자기 한 대 맞고 시작하는 거야.
Finally, they did.
치사합니다.
Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeeville.
네. 안 맞았네? 좀 더 높게. 네, 나이스. 오케이, 들어가고. 잠깐 숨 돌려다가 런. 형제를 따라가. S A W B W.
Wild dogs, tooth and nail. They were coming at me from all directions.
오케이. 이거 들어가라.
Running with the money, didn't want to lose them. Problem was, they knew the town better than I did.
너무 안 맞네.
Top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout.
어디야? 우와!
Oh, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons. They were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons, which wasn't any surprise since those 2 families have been feuding forever.
와! 강행 돌파는 아니었나? 잡고 가야 되나?
Shoot him down! They ain't getting away with this! Come on, we gotta get out of here!
I think they know who we are. Their stupid idea was this. He's out of his mind.
오.
Joneses are related to the
우와, 어디서 나타난 거야 도대체?
pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeeville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
여기서 위에서 한
The
명.
Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The 3rd brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work. It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
에밋. 오, 잠깐만.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt.
사건이야?
Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
잠깐만요.
Send you to the bone or
한 대만 맞아 안 돼. 오케이. 런.
it's hog killing time.
이연장 사건이라서. 우와, 잠깐만. 라이플.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeeville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him?
뭐야?
But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
사일러스 그리브즈는 유명한 현상금 사냥꾼이었습니다. 하지만 왜 지나갔네? 아무튼
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this.
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track him to the ends of the earth.
물에 잠긴 마음에서 마을에서 돌 덤백을 찾아라.
But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
뭐야? Damn.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell.
안개 낀 날이었대요. 오.
It was tough to
뭐야?
stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks.
이거 모기 소리야? 하지 마. 싫어.
It was autumn. The maple trees were in full
뭐야?
color,
깜짝이야.
red as blood. The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
여기 아무도 없어. 그려 이거 아닌가? S.
Where they stand. Except for some bitches ahead of me wanting to do me harm, so I had to face them alone. I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
여긴가?
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet. But I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends. The boys
I'm
had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
왜? 뭐야? 야! 세공랭 레이저. 폭탄이야.
Point being, I was under serious attack. And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen.
어디야? 오케이. 여기는 넓어서 여긴 안
A
나오네.
barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
막 챙겨놔요 여기는.
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes.
수상한 사람들.
I followed them.
늪지를 지나 길을 뚫어라.
But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was.
누가 차?
Steve? Steve?
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
인디언에게 포위당했다?
They were Indians.
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right.
발톱 형제.
Bounty hunters!
See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs
S.
made up of brothers.
에이! 오케이.
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits.
오 뭐야 나 모았어. 산탄총인데?
Bounty hunters!
S A B.
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins.
오 폭탄.
Kansas breed like rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what.
오 어디야?
What's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
오. 누가 이렇게 명사수야? 오케이. 여기서는 상하 손잡이 있었는데 오케이. 장전. 방패병 잠깐만. 방패병. 뒤에도 있나? 뒤에도 있네. 던지고 런. 나이스. 오. 우와. 아니 이거를 어떻게 하려고. 너무한 거 아닙니까? 총알. 어디야? 시야가 너무 안 씁니다. 일로 가자. 일로 사이드로 돌아서 가. 오 어디야? 어디? 오! 여기 길 없어. 오 아니 쏴도 안 맞아. 큐 써서 가야겠다. 큐 써서. 그리고 상하보다는 레인저가 나은 것 같은데. 여기 레인저 있으십니까? 이쪽으로 돌아. 이쪽으로 돌아. 길 없네? 아니. 오케이. 육감. 딴 데서 또 쏘는데?
Okay. Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
산탄총.
That's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
Guess it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was in that a few bullets come raining down from army, and those vigilantes who would come
아니 어딘데요?
anywhere to be found.
우와.
Among those men
아.
who were shooting at me,
오케이. 인재 파악 다 했어. 잡고. 안 죽네. 일단 달려서 최대한 엄폐.
but among those men that
오
were shooting,
뭐야. 반응 속도.
thought I saw some familiar faces.
이거 장거리가 필요한 것 같은데? 아니 게틀링. 안 죽어. 아니 이거 상하 피스톨 일단 하나씩 조금 잡으면서 저기 게틀링 끝나면 돌진. 게틀링 잘못했다. 이거 숨고 파이어 인 더 홀. 우와. 잡았다. 게틀링 잡았다. 오케이. 오케이. 오.
The Daltons were waiting on me.
I'm gonna make you pay for that.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am.
우와, 잠깐만.
I set out to do something.
잠깐만.
I'll do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature.
아니 씨.
Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
또. 오케이. 우와, 잠깐만.
You know you can't beat me.
사다리 이동하는데 쏘네. 죽기 비밀? 게틀링 건. 오케이. 이쪽 동알. 뭐야 뒤로.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit.
여기에 달톤 형제들 있다고요? 하나 둘 빠세.
Turned out that they
나 아무도
had
없는데?
me.
Take him out. I'm sending you to hell.
통수당했어.
The Daltons had played me like a
Tough after
fiddle.
all this.
Apparently, the
몰라.
vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They
우와.
wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth,
아야야야야야.
quite a challenge.
야야야야야.
Right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a
Did you hear
fight.
about that ship that's gonna launch next year?
런.
Well,
뭐야 못 가.
Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed busy. I don't think they're moving slow.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsafe.
oh God.
But getting back to that steamboat,
Oh.
how did you get off it, Mr. Greaves?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy.
Whoa.
But somehow I managed to finally disembark. It was time to
Oh.
settle this once and for all.
오케이 시원하다. 우후. 이게 게틀링이지.
Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together. Two brothers side by
뭐 두 명?
side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
이걸 어떻게 이겨? 오 뭐야? 오 뭐야? 굉장히 전광석화 같은 총법이었는데 방금 상대는? 빵! 빵! 빵!
They got it wrong. A sad end for those two. If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later, he moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day. And the tragic death of his two brothers.
결국 혼자 살아남았다. 세 형제 중 막내만 부동산 중개하면서 혼자 살아남았다.
My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told.
에피소드 7 더 와일드 번치 후아레즈 1868년.
It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy."
그러니까
Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
그러니까 그 악명 높은 애들이랑 도박을 해서 그 놈들 돈을 다 땄더니 그 놈들이 돈 되찾으려고 죽였다. 그리고 그 중에 살아남아가지고 복수하러 간다.
Ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains.
와일드 번치의
Led by
뒤를
Butch
쫓아라.
Cassidy. They were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
오우
They
열차
blew the
사고.
bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop.
누각 위로 올라가라.
Well, I assumed the wild
Oh,
bunch was
oh, oh,
likely in
잠깐만.
the still intact part of the train high above. So I had no choice but to make
Oh,
my way
oh,
up through the
shit,
passenger
shit,
cars
shit,
dangling
shit.
down. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
오 잠깐만. 우와. 쉣. 단총신 라이플.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge.
What'd you say? I can't hear a goddamn thing.
뱀.
I came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them.
잠깐만.
From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. First, I would need to get my ass out of there.
열차 위로 올라타라. 점핑. 우와.
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to
뭐지?
fall. I
사세공된
had found the
레이저.
gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way
하나, 둘.
forward past a whole passel of desperados.
뭐야? 왜 안 맞아?
Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
세노.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall.
하나, 둘.
There were no passengers aboard that day.
필요 없는데? 열기.
As I mentioned
Okay.
before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death.
필요 아니네.
Odds were I was
씨.
likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
여기도 길 아닌데? 오케이. 우와. 오씨. 진짜 저걸
It was
뻔했네.
like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
우와. 이야. 장전. 길이 아닌데 여긴가?
I
이동.
kept hoping the law would show up and give me a hand.
Like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about. Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
보안대? 보안관. 조을 코어, 제프 칼, 팀 칼리헬, LG레이, 키드 커리, 부치, PCD, 썬댄스 키드, 보안관 치안대대 와일드 번치.
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
아무도 없어.
Who the hell is that?
네, 이동.
Take cover! Retreat! Kill everybody! They'll kill us all!
하나, 둘. 하나, 둘. 뭐야, 아무것도 없네?
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened,
어?
did they?
이용하기.
Only a few stragglers were left. I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail.
더더더더더더더더
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nose Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang.
또
Right after Sundance, I mean. And Kid Curry, and maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
잠깐만요. 너무 움직이는데? 우와, 으아.
On that very same day, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America.
어떻게든 하게 됐는데.
They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
점점 어려워집니다. 점점. 황천행까지 1분 30초. 와일드 번치의 우두머리는 결국 남아메리카로 도망쳤습니다.
I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared. Sometime later, I heard the Wild Bunch was back together. Kid Curry escaped from jail, and now he was running the whole shebang. So I took to their trail, as I was still in pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was back with him.
That Kid Curry's kind of crazy, ain't he?
Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado.
살짝 후.
Someone's coming.
잠깐만요. 저기도 위에도 있잖아.
Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those
와,
bastards
너무
down.
나댔다.
Someone's coming.
위쪽 먼저 잡고 아래쪽 잡고 여기 아이고 안 보여. 으아 바너스도. 우와. 풀숲에 들어가면 안 돼. 그냥 개원지에서 써. 이렇게 열려 있는 옷에서 싸면 쉽잖아, 수정아. 나와. 개활지.
Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense him close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their whereabouts.
뭐야? 단서를 찾아라. 오케이.
And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train trestle. Property of the Union Pacific.
열차를 공격할 계획을 갖고
The
있었다.
plan clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports.
어허. 와, 근데 진짜 이런 거, 와, 이거.
Kid Curry was considered the wildest of the Wild Bunch. It was said that he fathered 85 bastard children.
근데 저런 다리 진짜로 부서질 것 같아서 너무 무섭지 않아요? 이거는 진짜로. 와, 이런 거 위로 기차 지나갈 때 타고 있으면 진짜 오금 저려서 오줌 쌀 듯. 진짜로.
Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was going to rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me.
오, 쉣. 오, 외나무 다리.
The bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those bastards.
폭탄 해체하기. 오,
A
뭐야?
moment later, I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped my attention.
Don't you blow us up now.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
힐. What the hell?
But the Wild Bunch did not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off. It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their
야, 아니야 산탄총 말고.
Yes, there's always desperate men
저기요.
willing to
산탄총
trade their
말고요.
lives for stolen treasure.
What happened next?
Well, having removed the first bundle of dynamite, I decided I might as well remove the other one.
산탄총 말고
Once that
다이아몬드
was
제거,
done, I
다이아몬드.
figured I'd find my way through.
다이너마이트 제거를 하고 싶었어요. 오, 야, 히어로 랜딩하네. 우와, 깜짝이야. 우와, 오와. 오버워치로. 아. 아. 우와. 어디야 이 자식. 머리를. 오케이. 오른쪽에 한 명. 서드어택과 오버워치로 단련된 빼꼼샷을 보여줘. 으아. 오케이. 오, 산탄총. 무장 아니야. 잠깐만. 아, 잘못했다. 아. 머리를 쐈는데 데미지가 안 들어가. 일석이조. 천천히. 급할 필요 없어. 천천히. 우와. 아 잠깐만. 그만 상태에서는 왜 이렇게 안 움직이는지. 맞은 거 같은데? 뭐야 죽었나? 죽은 거 맞아? 유건발 권총. 오씨 뭐야? 아니 이거 너무한데? 아니 이거는 이거 뭐야? 수류탄 던져야 되나? 아 잠깐만 시작하자마자. 오케이. 그리고 이거는 뭐야 안 닿는데? 잡았다. 아하.
Had to remove more of that damn dynamite.
머리를 쐈어야 되구나. 이제 어디로?
It must have been terrifying trying to make your way across.
I was sweating it a bit, but then I noticed a footbridge tied up on high, so I shot the rope.
밧줄에 총을 쐈어야 된다고? 아 이거? 네. 우와! 가. 아 달려. 아 아파. 어디야?
Funny you should mention that, darling. As actually there was a fourth charge impeding my progress.
제거가 안 돼.
You can run. Can't hide forever.
다 잡아야 제거가 되나?
Once I removed it, my path was pretty clear.
내게 길을 열어. Go get him. 뭐야? 다 숙이고 있었네.
So I proceeded onward. I realized that that way just wasn't gonna work. I needed an alternate path forward.
올라가고. 저기 길이 있었네. 점핑. 오케이.
Luckily, I found a cave, and as I made my way back to the bridge, I saw something that concerned me. It was a long burning fuse, and it was moving fast as hell. I had to catch it.
도화선이 타들어간다. 도화선을 가서 따라가서 꺼.
The burning fuse was so damn quick, I had to run like the wind. I almost had it, but no. Thought I was gonna have a coronary when I lost sight of those sparks. My heart was pounding like a sledgehammer. I knew that failure meant boom. Then, finally, at the last moment.
도화선을 꺼. 오케이.
Of course, I was successful, or clearly I wouldn't be talking to you folks here today. Naturally, I removed the last dynamite charge. Well, it was a touching reunion.
오케이. 고가철로를 벗어나서 나머지 갱단들
thoroughly
쫓아가.
exhausted and dragging my ass as I was not a young man anymore.
외나무다리.
Kill that SOB.
D W D A W S. 오케이.
Or more precisely, they found me.
우와 왼쪽으로. 오케이. 우와 뭐야? 너무합니다. S D A S D S. 오케이. 우와 반응 속도. 폭탄. 올라가.
Gatling gun. It was hidden in this tunnel and pretty well shielded.
개틀린. 키드 커리. 잠깐만. 적 많네요. 일단은 라이플로 길을 뚫어야 될 것 같은데. 오케이. 베틀링.
Luckily, I had located some dynamite.
쏜다. 아야야야야야야야야야야. 살려. 조금 쉬면 지금. 오케이. 빠세. 야야야야야야. 파이어 인 더 홀. 너무 아파. 오케이. 으아! 폭탄을 또 가지러 가야 돼. 달려! 오케이. 달려! 잠깐만. 야야야야야. 산탄총. 무장한 산탄총. 술탄 도착. 오케이. 죽어.
Eventually, I brought that tunnel down. That's what I I met Kid Curry himself. He had decided to stop pussyfooting around and deal with me personally.
정면 대결. 굉장히 어려울 것 같아요. 또 이렇게 꼼지락대. 가만 있어. 두근 오바 뺨.
As fast as he was, I was just a bit faster.
내가 한 수 위다고.
And as he lay wounded, I demanded to know the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant. He shouted at me. Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
우와 피하고. 와우.
Those were his last words.
좀 쩌는 듯. 정확도 점점 떨어지고 있는데. 정확도가 중요한 게임이 아니지요.
So, Bob Bryant got away?
I knew I'd never find him in South America.
What about the other killer?
Yeah, you kinda glossed over that one.
Well, I found Jim not long after my showdown with Ringo. At the time, he was riding with the James Younger gang. Did I neglect to mention that?
제시 제임스 에피소드 8.
Jesse James? The greatest outlaw who ever lived?
Jesse and his kin rode with Quantrill when he raided Lawrence, Kansas, and killed near 200 people, boy.
Nothing great about that.
And from there, him and his brother went on to rob banks and trains from Kansas to Missouri.
Which is why there was such a rich bounty on their heads. 40 grand for both of them, dead or alive. That's one hell of a payday.
죽음은 철마를 타고. 사일러스 형제를 살해했던 자들 중 하나인 제시 제임스와 함께 열차를 털었습니다. 하나 둘. 길막.
Bullets were flying at me from every which way.
상아.
But I knew I'd have to fight my way forward if I was going to find this
하나 둘.
Jim.
업보. 하나 둘. 하나 둘. 업보. 하나 둘.
Now wait a second. Now, how'd they stop this train in the first place?
Well, the James boys were experts at this.
전설에 의하면 보는 것만으로도 기차가 멈췄다고 한다. 제시 제임스.
They hopped a freight train having heard there was a big payroll in the express safe. So, I hopped the same train.
우와. 오케이.
The James Younger gang was decimated after that little fiasco they had in Northfield, Minnesota. So Jesse needed more men and took on the killer I was after, along with a host of others. I was hoping to find my man and put a bullet in his head. Climbing around that train, I must have swallowed 100 damn bugs before I reached
James
that.
Younger gang pulled the first train robbery west of the Mississippi.
Sounds like you hold them in high regard.
Everyone knows they were the most famous outlaw gang ever.
And you took them all on by your lonesome. Again. I'm finding this all a little hard to swallow.
하나, 둘.
Well, maybe you need to wash it down with some whiskey.
오케이.
By the way, did I mention that that train was flying down those tracks like a bat out of hell? Anyway, excuse me, Ben. Where would I find the gentleman's facilities? Suddenly I have an urgent need to drain my one-eyed snake. Well, I've had more than a few drinks, and I've been sitting here for quite a spell.
Right through there. Let me show you. I've never heard so much malarkey in my life.
You think he's bullshitting us?
You don't think he's Silas Greaves?
I think he's just some old drunk looking for some free liquor.
I don't know, Jack. I think I believe him. You don't think he met Jesse James?
Boy, you gotta be kidding me. That story makes no sense at all.
화장실 갔다고 지금 뒷담하는 건가?
Story.
I don't agree.
Jack, lay off the
But
ball.
you seriously think that tired old man went toe-to-toe with Jesse James?
Well, that's better. Did I mention that this Jim was married to the infamous Belle Starr? Of course, I didn't learn that until later. Anyway, I made my way forward the best I could. Around the sides, over the roof. At some point, some sumbitch saw me and shouted out, "It's a damn..."
뭐야? 뭐야? 아, 틈 있구나. 오케이.
It
I
was
got
a
it. I
rickety
got
ride
it.
and quite precarious.
주의하고 조심하고 한 명 더 있는 거 조심하고.
At some point, some sumbitch saw me and shouted out, "It's a damn Pinkertons!"
바닥 조심하고. 뭐야? 어? 아니. 잠깐만요. 장전. 천천히. 일단은 라이프를 들고 뱀. 어디서 쏘는 거야? 자, 천천히 갑니다. 진짜 천천히. 뱀. 천천히 정확하게 갑니다. 근데 쟤네들은 숨어서 쏴. 수사하게.
Those evil bastards firebombed Jesse's mother's
바닥
house and killed his
조심하고.
stepbrother. So it's no wonder each and every asshole on that train wanted me dead.
Everybody's always mistaken me for somebody else. Aren't they?
우와.
Why is that, I wonder?
Don't rightly know, Jack. I'm just telling you how I remember it.
바닥 조심하고. 사람 갑자기 튀어나오는 거 조심하고. 올라가야 돼? 뭐야? 점프! 오케이. 상하 슈터를 다시 바꾸고. 아니 이거 프렌드 쉴드 뭐야? 나와. 아니 왜 안 죽어? 천천히. 오케이. 멀리 있는 거 정리.
I came across a flat.
우와, 아니 뭐야?
I had to come up with a creative way to make my way forward.
오.
I wondered if I was ever going to find the front of that train, or the bastard I was after. Jesse hired a damn army after Northfield.
배틀링
Didn't
건사수?
want to be outgunned like that ever again. Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Yeah, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Yes, I did. Now, I don't remember how I took it out. It was either a bullet or
우와.
dynamite.
Where would you find dynamite?
Does it really matter, Jack? You're messing
뭐야,
with the
뭐야.
flow of the story here.
다이너마이트? 까지 안 닿는데? 더 멀리? 아니 쟤 총알 무한이야? 너무 총알 많은데? 꼼수 오케이. 우와 아이씨 뭐야 얘네들. 우와 뭐야 얘. 이야 무한 재색이야 뭐야. 꼼수 대꼼수 3mm.
I was looking for Jim and shooting any son of a bitch stupid enough to get in my way.
근데 진짜 안 보인 데서 이용하기? 오케이. 봐봐봐봐. 나와. 다 들어와. 끝났나? 오케이. 고. 뭐야 위에 적인 줄 알았네. 바닥 조심하고. 하나 둘. 업고. 하나 둘. 무장한 산탄총. 사소. 아니 머리 맞았나? 오케이. 하나 둘. 업고. 하나 둘. 빠세. 오케이. 하나 둘. 없고. 피해. 맞자. 우와. 야, 오케이.
I could see Jesse waiting for me, fixing to kill me so he could get away with all that money.
저 앞에 있네 사람.
You had a showdown with Jesse James?
여기서 결투해?
Of course he didn't. Everybody knows that Jesse was killed by Bob Ford.
Yeah. Jesse went out like John Wesley Hardin. Coward shot him in the back of the head.
Guess it doesn't matter how far you run, does it, Ben? Your past always catches up with you.
아 이렇게 가만히 서 있는 들이 더 어려운 것 같아요 이거. 미국 어디가? 받을. 딱. 오케이.
Yeah, I didn't kill Jesse James. Just wounded him bad enough to convince him to hang up his guns.
What about that Jim fella? What happened to him?
I figure he was up front with a gun to the engineer's head. That bastard slipped away again. I'll tell you how I got him. But first I need to wet my whistle.
이번 판 너무 어렵다. 아니 계속 안 보이는 데서 계속 나타나. 용서는 없다.
After my showdown with Jesse, I continued to track his brother, Frank, and that son of a bitch Jim.
적대 지역으로 들어가 짐 리드를 찾아라.
What mountains would that be?
Somewhere in the Ozarks, I believe. The perfect place to hide out from the authorities. In fact, before I could find them, some Indians who fled the Reds and were hiding out from the military found me first. They probably thought I was a cavalry scout and didn't want me telling the military where they were.
vengeance?
Yeah, they could have been Cheyenne, but there was all sorts of renegades and Romans lands
우와.
back then.
아니 너무 심한 건 아니야 이거. 우와. 라이플. 천천히 라이플로. 사람 오나? 아니 나 분명 에임 맞췄는데? 아니 시작부터 오케이 천천히 천천히 오케이 비 없지?
Hey, about another whiskey, Ben? Nothing better to soothe the troubled soul. Now, where was I?
아무도 없는데?
Indian tribe.
아야 뭐야?
I had more than my share of run-ins with the red man. Like that time.
뭐야? 아니 이거 말고
Did I tell you about Grey Wolf?
사건 말고
Ah, of course I did.
라이플
In fact, I can still remember that old medicine man's
상아.
words.
Jesus Christ, we're back to that again.
You carry great darkness in your heart. It will claim your soul. You will come to this place again and kill many more men. And the darkness will grow until it consumes everything you are.
무한 아니 내가 못 쏘는 거는 맞는데 너무 많이 나오는
So, did you
거
ever find it? Who? The man you are after.
Let me ask you something, Ben. Do you ever think about death?
Mr. Greaves, are you all right?
Ooh, death. Oh, death. Won't you spare me over till another year? What is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me?
돌 굴러와요.
Oh, death, won't you spare me over till another year?
So, are you going to answer the question?
What question is that?
지나갈 수 있을 것 같은데?
Jim Reed. Did you ever find it?
Reed
아닌가?
was indeed that son bitch's surname. That's right, Ben. A despicable character. I remember him laughing like a hyena that cold morning they lynched me and my brothers. He was intent on avoiding my vengeance, but nothing was gonna stop me. Nothing.
Nothing. Frank James. 언덕 위로 올라가 저격수의 통화를 해라.
They had long rifles with scopes and were well positioned to pick off any poor soul who came anywhere close.
오케이. 은폐. 오케이.
I'm guessing Frank James believed I was responsible for the demise of his brother Jesse. I couldn't really disagree with the man,
어디서 쏘는
as I
거야?
thought Jesse was dead then as well.
프랭크
He backed off
은신처로
as I
향하라.
closed in on him, but he was still intent on killing me.
뭐야?
And when I closed in on him again,
비밀?
he backed off again, looking for a
뭐야?
better
알고
angle
알고.
on me.
세공된 레인저. 점프. 오케이. 아야야 어디 아야야야야.
Hell,
달려.
I can't fault Frank for wanting his revenge, as I was there for the same damn reason myself. At this point, I'm guessing you think Silas Greaves is the
우와,
worst
돌
murderer that your
굴러가요.
breed ever was.
우와.
A man who spent half his life killing somebody's brothers,
어.
fathers, sons.
I think you were just looking for justice, sir.
Is that what I was looking for, Dwight? Is that what it was?
우와, 야, 뭐야?
Justice.
Isn't
우와.
that the James gang?
The James gang. Right. I finally found Frank holed up in his mountain cabin, and he was determined to have
조식
me
술 타먹어라.
dead. It was a pitched battle that could have gone either way. Luckily, I had some dynamite in my possession.
어세.
A few sticks, just in case. It's always good to be prepared.
와.
I'm just laying out
What
the
the hell?
facts as I remember them, Jack.
우와. 우와, 산탄, 와. 산탄총 사수를 잡고 달려. 파이어 더. 오케이. 우후.
That old shack, well, it went tumbling right off that cliff.
With Frank James still in it?
Yes, sir.
But Frank James is still alive, living in Missouri, showing folks around the family farm for 25 cents a tour.
I didn't say he died in the fall, now did I?
야.
I'm done with this damnable outlaw life. Kill me, don't kill me, do what you will. At this point, I just don't give a shit.
I explained to Frank that I had nothing against him personally and that I was looking for someone else.
You want Reed? Have at him. I never did like that bastard. I am done here.
We parted in peace as Frank pointed out the path to my prey before making his way back down the hill.
야. 감사합니다. 자, 이제 오우 씨. 잠깐만요.
Well, I finally found the last of the gang hiding in a nearby cave.
하나만 들고.
First, I had to dispatch the lookouts. As I was determined not to let that murderer escape my revenge.
우와, 잠깐만. 오케이. 양손 들고. 우와. 우와.
Rather than wander in willy-nilly, I decided it would be better to smoke that sumbitch out. Hey, Reed! I shouted. No wonder you're so ornery. Can't be easy being married to Belle Starr. While you're off providing for the family, she's spreading her legs for every Tom, Dick, and Cole Younger. Not an attractive woman exactly, but very friendly. At least she was to me.
패드립을 그냥.
Bitch! It was then that the last bunch of bandits jumped out of hiding.
Why won't this asshole give up? Could someone please
장전. 슝. 장전. 아, 뒤로 가서 숨을 걸. 오케이. 바로 뒤로 숨는다. 오케이. 오케이. 됐어.
Why won't this asshole give up? Would someone please kill him?
하나씩 천천히 정확하게 방전 정확하게 하나씩 정확하게 안 맞았어. 우와 너무 많아. 우와 아니 이거로 너무하네 진짜로. 우와 진짜 못 맞추겠다. 아니 쟤 뭐야 무빙. 우와 쟤 뭐야 무빙.
Eventually, it was just me and Reed. I had waited a long time to face him down, so I could repay him for what he did to my brothers.
뭔지 모르겠고 이 대머리를 죽이는 것만 오케이.
And repay him I did.
집중하면 되니까. 기빨려.
Well, I don't know about you boys, but I'm pretty beat.
Well, it's too damn bad you never found that Bob character. Seems a shame you never had to pay.
Well, funny thing about that, I did have one more chance at him.
와일드 번치 에피소드 7 백 투 에피소드 7.
6 months ago, I heard that Butch and Sundance were back in the States and had gathered up some of their old gang. I tracked them down, hoping that Roscoe Bob Bryant had returned with them.
So you're saying they didn't die down in Bolivia?
That's what I'm saying.
착한 놈, 나쁜 놈, 죽어가는 놈. 밥을 잡으러 왔습니다.
40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers. Not even an army of demons could have stopped me now.
에이! 뭐야? 오!
Both Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly.
브랜드 쉴드.
Roscoe Bob Bryant.
아니 뭐 계속 나와.
Some bitch had managed to escape
그만.
my vengeance time and time again. I couldn't even be certain I'd recognize him after all those years. By now, he had to be close to 70.
For all you know, he could have been dead.
That thought had indeed
업그레이드 한번
crossed my
하고
mind,
갈게요.
as did others.
다이너마이트 습득. 집중 상태를 활성화할 경우 무기들이 자동으로 재장전 상태가 된다. 오 좋은데? 사고. 이거는 좀 사야겠다. 라이플 탄약, 라이플 재장전. 빠른 조준, 인간 사냥꾼, 위쪽 적 탐지, 근처 적 처형. 길게 누르면 이 정도면 된 것 같아요. 어허, 도금된 라이플.
For instance, Did my thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after? By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had.
오, 뭐야?
Nothing could stop me from taking his life. I'd been after that killer forever, from the time I rode with Billy the Kid. But that chapter of my story you already know.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you mean?
Suddenly it was 1910. There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town dead almost 2 decades. The town was falling apart, just like me.
우와, 이.
But I wasn't about to call it quits.
시계. S A. 오케이.
Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I started so long ago.
Mr. Graves, are you all right? Would you like some water?
The Wild Bunch knew I was there. They were after a treasure they had hidden before they fled, buried in a grave of a dead amigo.
폭탄이야.
Intended to fill that grave with Bob Bryant's corpse.
올라가야 돼. 요건가?
But like I said, the bandits knew I was on to them. They lured me in and hit me with everything
우와,
they had.
아, 잘못. 뭐지? 폭탄. 아, 위에 있다. 내려가는 길은 없는 것 같은데? 폭탄. 어디야? 뱀. 안 죽었어. 우리 안 죽어.
You obviously prevailed since you failed to tell us the day.
Actually, in that moment, I did not prevail.
So I suppose we're talking to a ghost.
점프.
Funny you should put it
안 나가죠.
like that, Jack.
시체잖아. 소리탄. 뭐야?
Because when I woke up,
From the dead?
오잉?
there was silence all around me.
뭐야, 길.
I could swear to God I saw Billy then.
Billy who?
Billy the Kid. William Bonney. He was shooting at me from a rooftop.
오잉? A,
Here and there.
W,
Even
X.
over there.
So I am right. You are titched in the head.
Mr. Graves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's
오, 뭐야.
Patrick Floyd Garrett.
유령이
He
공격한다.
came at me guns a-blazing. But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before.
어디야?
I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past.
아니, 유령이 더
All
안
my
보여.
sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition.
소리탄.
I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite.
우와. 오케이.
And in the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley
우와.
Harding, just like I remembered him.
오케이.
Robert
뭐야.
Oliver appeared with his
뭐야,
terrible
이거.
double-barrel shotgun.
뭐야, 어디야? 뭐야, 뚫고 나온다.
No ghost army was stopping me.
My father-in-law got hit with a fallen branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to dogs.
뭔데,
Hayes
어딘데?
Frank, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
뭔데 어딘데? 오, 아우, 오. 오.
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead.
뭐야? 저기 나타나도 좀 대놓고 나타나 주시면 안 될까요?
George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the
어디야?
great beyond.
오. 장전.
Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed, each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy.
뭐야? 우와, 야.
Finally, I saw Harry Alonzo Longabaugh.
The Sundance Kid?
어디?
Like a general leading his legion of the dead.
어디?
Told us before that you'd
오.
seen alive.
He was alive.
오, 체력 뭐야? 아, 잠깐만. 요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요요 왔다 체력 피하고. 수류탄 도착. 오케이. 런. 아야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야야 꼼수. 벽을 사이에 두고 돌아. 드물게. 오케이.
Then I heard a voice call to me from afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker, a.k.a. Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Thanks for taking care of that bastard.
너 누구야? 일어났는데? 부치 캐시디, 썬댄스 키드, 사일러스 그리브즈, 착한 놈, 나쁜 놈, 죽어가는 놈이겠죠? 마지막에? 1대1이야?
But the kid wasn't quite deceased. Not yet.
Takes more than one little bullet to kill the likes of me, partner.
Those two looked like they hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you.
You won't have to, Butch. I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight. You want my money and the love of my life?
You frittered it all away, Butch. Eda's mine. So is that damn money.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice.
뭔가 둘이 앙숙인데 중간에 낀 느낌이다. 이것도 바꿔가면서 해야 돼. 한 명만 죽이는 게 아닌 것 같은데. 나를 보고 오케이. 나를 보고 있는 상대가 보고 있는 녀석에게 이걸 쌓는 거구나. 나 안 보는데? 봤다. Look at me. 쏴! 돌려! 쏴! 오케이.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died there in that cemetery not 6 months ago.
와우. 옛날 그 감각 그대로야. 승리. 피날레? 마지막인가 보다.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were killed by the Bolivian army. Everybody knows that.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob?
There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, or should I say Bob, your past always catches up with you.
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I've changed my ways, I swear to you.
친구가 찾던 사람이
If I could turn
이
back the
할아버지였어.
clock,
But you can't, Bob.
운명을 선택하라. 복수, 구원. 복수냐, 구원이냐. 결국 복수를 하는가? 아니면 이 남자는 이제 다 훌훌 털고 이제 안 하겠다고 하니까 구원을 해주는가? 저는 일단은 복수하러 왔으니까 복수 할게요. 네, 복수.
why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Here. I won't have it said that I left you with nothing.
That's how you want it? So be it.
눈 싹 바뀌는 거 보소.
Holy shit! Right, Molly, move against that wall. Go!
이거 숫자 왜 안 알려줘요? 아니 이거 실전이야? 오! 땅! 오케이.
Oh my god! Oh Jesus!
복수 성공.
Did you know it was him all along?
Cassidy told me Bob was in Abilene before he died. But I wasn't sure Ben was my man until he revealed how much he knew about Ringo and Reed. The coin, of course. Well, that was the last nail in that particular coffin.
I better go get the sheriff.
You okay, boy? You're looking mighty shook up.
Dwight, maybe you best go home. Young Eisenhower here is leaving for West Point tomorrow. He shouldn't get caught up in something like this.
I think I might head out myself at this juncture. Unless you want to stop me, Jack.
No, sir, Mr. Greaves.
So where you going now? Now that you had your revenge?
Doesn't really matter, does it? As I've sold my soul for it, and will never again walk with those I have lost.
사일러스 그리프트. 콜 오브 후아레즈 건슬링거. 역시 오랜만에 하는데 참 재밌네 이게. 빵빵빵. 섭의 총잡이 남자들의 세계. 너무 재밌었습니다. 후속작이 나왔으면 하는 바람이 있어요. 물론 전작들은 또 안 해봤지만 또 이런 재밌는 이런 주제 갖고 후속작 만들어줬으면 좋겠습니다. 네, 일단 녹화 여기까지.